Welcome to Scotland in winter, alone in my van. Some people like to visit Scotland in the summer, and I get it. Being the most northerly part of the UK, the sun has more of a chance of shining in the summer, but they also get eaten alive by midges. My friends Philly and Keely, who made that exact decision, bless them.
Never experienced anything like this. They're everywhere. Billy, look at them! Literally, holy sh**! I'm in a swarm!
However, I, being the highly intelligent individual that I am, yeah right, chose autumn and winter. Fewer midges, more colourful landscapes, and the added bonus of feeling like you're in a moody indie film. And today I'm taking you with me on mine and Winnie's little Scottish adventure. Winnie's my dog, by the way. And my name's Josie. And if you've liked the views that me and Winnie have shown so far in my previous videos, then prepare yourself, because Scotland is about to take things to a whole new level of epic. Fun fact, Scotland boasts over 790 islands. And while yes, okay, it isn't Norway or Canada, Scotland still gives serious main character energy, especially when its national animal is the unicorn. Magical, mythical creatures are officially a vibe here, and that is a bit of me. Our Scottish adventure begins over on the Isle of Mull, which means we had to take a ferry. This is the first time Bo the bus has ever been on the water. And I really hate her from this angle. I think she looks just not very pretty. Sorry, Bo, but you don't, do you? It's the solar panels, they look bloody awful. Not to mention she looks filthy. Anyway, but here we are on the water, which is what we're supposed to be looking at right now. Saying goodbye to mainland Scotland. And hello to the Isle of Mull. Mull is rolling hills, beaches, and wildlife galore. A couple of golden eagles even made an appearance for me and Winnie, and we met so many Highland cows, and I think it's now my new life's mission to have one in my future garden. They were so cute. On Mull, we actually discovered adorable cafes too. We all know I'm a fan of interior design, so these cafes designed by Banjo, who won the BBC One series Interior Design Masters in 2002, really hit the spot for me. Plus, they were dog friendly, which is always a winner. Sometimes finding places that allow dogs can be a bit tricky, and at times I have felt quite trapped having Winnie, but here me and Winnie could go in and enjoy it together, so it made my day, to be honest. Between the animal sightings and the cafe stops, the walks that me and Winnie did on Mull were just beautiful. It is very windy! These mountains don't look real to me. They're almost like boobs. Then, after a blustery day out battling the elements, what could be better than coming back to a cosy, candlelit, fairy light-filled bus? Honestly, this is why I love Vanlife. You get to wake up in incredible places, explore all day, and then you come back to your home. Back on the Scottish mainland, we're moving on to the next big adventure. Or, more accurately, a Harry Potter pilgrimage. Why? Because I love Harry Potter.
Obviously.
I mean, if you're here watching a video about my whimsical life in a bus, you're probably the kind of person who's already taken a BuzzFeed quiz to figure out your Hogwarts house. Hufflepuff here. Don't judge. And let's not forget, according to internet lore, if Hogwarts was real, it would be somewhere up here in Scotland. Oh, and if you've missed it, I've actually already done one of these magical excursions back in Northumberland. This was the castle where Harry flew a broom for the first time. But up here in Scotland, we have got 3 incredible Harry Potter spots to cover, starting with Hagrid's hut. Kind of. All of this Harry Potter goodness happens around Glencoe, and I found a great little park up for the first one. A little spot amongst tall trees with a fast-flowing river. I actually love this spot. I felt very safe here. One, because you can't see it from the road. Bonus points for the fact that the phone signal here is shockingly good, which is rare for this area. Winnie is also thrilled because there are actually proper paths for walks. So I would say a solid 7 out of 10 park up. Ugh, you know, this is the part where I really wish that YouTube didn't have those copyright rules, because you bet I'll be blasting the Harry Potter soundtrack at you right now. Instead, here I am rummaging through YouTube's studio library, searching for the next best magical tune. And you know what? It's actually not half bad. Still, It's no John Williams, is it? So before we go and see Hagrid's hut, I just want to talk to you about something. I know this might be a bit confusing because you're watching me road tripping around Scotland in autumn and winter, and yet here we are in the middle of spring. Basically, editing these videos kind of takes me ages. Turns out filming an entire road trip is the easy part, and editing, well, that's the real endurance sport. And weirdly, it ties into something that I've been feeling a lot around this time of year. Apparently, anxiety peaks in late spring. Which makes sense because suddenly everything speeds up, the days are getting longer, everyone starts making plans, and there's this pressure to be productive and get outside and do more. And if you're not quite feeling ready for all of that, well, it can be overwhelming. If any of this is sounding familiar, I really recommend checking out my paid partner for this video, BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an online therapy platform that makes getting support easier. It's completely online, so you can talk to a credentialed therapist from home, or in my case, from the back of my van. All you need to do is fill out a quick questionnaire about what you need, and then they match you with a therapist who fits. And if that first match isn't quite right, you can literally switch at any time with no extra cost. The majority of people who use BetterHelp are looking for support with anxiety, and 69% say that their anxiety improved after 6 weeks. And honestly, having someone to talk to, even if it's just to untangle your thoughts, can make such a difference. So if you're feeling that springtime pressure, or you just want to get out of your own head a little bit, then click the link in the description below. It gets you 10% off your first month, and it could be exactly what you need to move on into this new season feeling good. Okay, back to Scotland. Let's go see Hagrid's hut. This is where they filmed Hagrid's hut, though tragically the hut is long gone. Personally, I think they should have left it. Naturally, while I was here, I had to recreate the scene where Ron, Harry and Hermione run down the hill. So there I was, full-blown running down the hill, actually dragging Winnie behind me. So I'm like, Winnie, really? Okay, let me try and add like a moody, Harry Potter-esque colour grading thing. Okay. Nope. That looks awful. I think I need to practice colour grading. Okay, let's put it back to the original. Ah, yeah, that's better. And now, of course, I have to hike all the way back up that hill to retrieve the camera. The glamour of YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so there's this really cute pub that's dog-friendly just down the road. Look at that and tell me that isn't really inviting. The twinkling lights, the fact that it's in the middle of nowhere amongst the mountains, and it's such a quick walk to my park up, it's bloody ideal. Inside, it's all warm and cosy. Winnie, of course, slots right under the table. She's actually such a good girl when we go into cafes and pubs and things like that. While I immediately scan the menu for anything remotely vegan. And would you believe it, they have vegan haggis. Now, if you're unfamiliar, haggis is Scotland's national dish. A charming, mysterious mixture of sheep's heart, liver, lungs, and various other bits you probably don't want the details on. But lucky for me and the sheep, I've got the plant-based version, which I assume contains significantly fewer organs. And obviously, since I'm in Scotland, I had to have a wee dram of whiskey because, culture. Unfortunately, I'm not much of a drinker, and I think my face fully betrays me here. But hey, when in Scotland, right? So, stop number 2. Dumbledore's grave. Except it's not. So, technically, Dumbledore is buried on, and I'm not even going to begin to try and pronounce this, but I'm going to put it on the screen here. This is where he's buried. It's a tiny mystical looking island in again, I don't know how to pronounce it. Elite? I don't know. But the thing is, you can't actually drive up to this island. So I have found the next best thing. Seagull Island Viewpoint. This lay-by is just down the road, well, probably about half an hour maybe, from the actual Dumbledore's grave. But honestly, it does have the same enchanted feel. It just needs a few more trees on that little island and then it would be perfect, exactly the same. So yeah, okay, I'm cheating a little bit, but come on, look at this view. Sure, it's not the exact spot where Dumbledore rests, but it's basically the next best thing. Plus, you can actually park here overnight, which is a huge win. I mean, I've got fairy lights, tea, and Winnie. What more do you need for a magical Vanlife moment? Also, this is a really nice view behind you. Look, I've actually blocked it off because the road is through there. If I just show you. Road, which I mean, it is not busy, but cars do come by, and it's fine. Like behind it, there's a mountain over there in the woods. I mean, it's a fine view. Clock out of the way. It's a fine view. It's just not as great as that view. It's just crazy, that view. Look at that. Winnie, kitty. She loves sitting on the pillows. So yeah, that's adorable, isn't it? Okay, let's rate this park up. Pros are the view. Unreal. Easily one of the best I've ever had. Also, it's silent around here. There are absolutely no houses around, which means I can't disturb anyone, which is great. However, it's on a road. Granted, it's a very quiet road. Barely any cars come down here, but it's a road nonetheless. And it's close. Like, this lay-by is basically kind of part of the road, it feels like. And to make it even more fun, it's on a bend. So there is a small part of me that lies awake at night thinking, what if some unsuspecting driver in the dead of night doesn't see the bend and just plows straight into the bus? Would that realistically happen? Probably not. Do I think about it anyway? Yeah. And then there's actually quite a big downside, which is no phone signal. Normally I am all for the unplugged, living in the moment experience, and if I was with somebody else it probably wouldn't bother me so much, but being on your own, I do like to have at least one bar of signal, you know, just in case I'm convinced that dementors are outside. So I'm gonna give this park up a 7 out of 10. Winnie's been crying at me. I fed her, I've given her water. The last thing to check is, does she need a wee? It's raining outside, so we've got to put a coat on. And bless her, our Winnie is such a good girl. She always just stands there while I faff around her. And we're parked next to this lock, yeah. Oh, she's such a good girl. Let me put on her coat. Is in the middle of nowhere. And I've just had a little peek outside and it's literally like pitch black. There you go, Win. Sorted. Anyway, clip her on. And I normally feel fine about this van being on its own because it's a sturdy ass van. Plus, I always think that it's so big, no one expects just one girl to be inside. Do they? These are normally vans for families. But anyway, when you come in, you know, you're just gonna stand there. Anyway, but it's pitch black outside, and normally I'm fine because I like put up all the blinds and stuff, and you completely like forget where you are essentially. And I just poke my head outside, and it's so dark, and the water is right there, like right on the lock, and there's literally mountains towering over me everywhere, which is so amazing. It makes you feel really small, but it's also like really overwhelmingly powerful. And then, you know, when it's pitch black and then your brain starts like thinking of horrific things. That's what's just happened. Like, I don't know how you're going to go out there on your own, Win. She's so much braver than me. Let's go. Oh, actually. So give us a bit of light. Go on in. Oh, look, turn the light off. It is absolute pitch black. Can't see you at all, Win. Maybe I'll put a flash on. Hang on. She's wet and she's like, she doesn't care, does she? But yeah, that is scary darkness. Go on, Wee-wees. Come on, Winnie. To be honest, I probably didn't scare anyone with Voldemort there, did I? Only myself during the edit. Great, cool. Okay, carrying on. Back to the cozy vibes. Right, now we've got to put you in the bag because you're wet now, mate. Should we put you in the bag? So me and Win have got this little routine going on. Basically, it's coat off, paws dried, and then she goes straight into this towel bag. This towel bag is one of the many dog accessories I got for Winnie for Vanlife. However, this one ranks in the top 3. All these accessories for Winnie, I spent a bloody fortune. It's essentially a bag that's made out of soft toweling material that wraps her up like a little cozy cocoon with a zip. Goes round her neck. Well done, missus. Winnie loves it because she knows that if she goes into this bag, she's allowed to curl up and snuggle on the sofa. It prevents all of the wet dog drama. I actually wouldn't recommend winter van life in the UK without this towel bag. And then we just lift her up onto the sofa. Snug as a bug in a rug. Got quite hot now. Once Winnie's settled, it's time for me to cozy down for the evening. That means fires on, fairy lights glowing, and dinner for one. Which tonight is noodles with some veg and lovely mushrooms. It's basically a noodle soup. Delicious though. And then, obviously, a film. Especially when I'm in the middle of nowhere on my own, I tend to stick to the Disney theme or, child-friendly stuff. Tonight's pick, The Polar Express. Now, just to clarify, this was filmed in November. I don't watch Polar Express all year round, I promise. Harry Potter spot number 3. The Hogwarts Express Bridge, aka... This is the Hogwarts Express Bridge. Yes, it is ridiculously touristy. And yes, there are approximately 5 million people trying to take the same photo, but honestly, if you're a Harry Potter fan, totally worth it. I timed my visit so I'd catch the steam train crossing. Top tip, the train only runs twice a day, so definitely check the schedule, otherwise you'll be sitting there all day like a muggle. It's so busy here, avoiding people in frame is basically impossible. So this lady is making a guest appearance. Wonder if I'm in her picture too. I tried my best to dress the part. Not that this is fancy dress or anything, this is genuinely an outfit that I would wear, but I thought it's giving Luna Lovegood vibes, because I'm much more of a dreamy chaos Luna than I am a organised Hermione. And that is the end of my Harry Potter pilgrimage in Scotland. Probably best to wear wellies if you do come. As you can see from Winnie, it is very muddy up there. She's definitely going to need a wash before we get into the van. Keeping with our magical theme, we are now heading to a place so enchanting that it might as well have been designed by wizards. The iconic Isle of Skye. This is where the fairies live, or so legends say. With landscapes that look like they've been plucked straight out of a fantasy novel, it's easy to see why Skye has such a mystical reputation. Fun fact, the Isle of Skye gets its name from an old word which means cloud island. Skye is famous for otherworldly spots, like the Fairy Glen. It's a lush green valley filled with quirky rock formations and rolling hills. Rumour has it, if you leave a small token here, the fairies might grant you good luck. I left a biscuit. Winnie ate it. I guess we'll never know. But Skye isn't just about the fairy tales. It's also one of Scotland's most popular destinations for a reason. Rugged cliffs, jaw-dropping views, and those famous fairy pools. Skye for me was just insane, to be honest. A place where legends come to life and every corner feels like a portal to another world. Misty mountains, magical vibes, and full of animals on the road. Honestly, if there was ever a traffic report, it would just be mild delay due to cows having a chat on the tarmac. While we were here, me and Winnie stumbled across this cafe, Bog Myrtle, which, let's be honest, doesn't exactly scream come inside from the outside, but I happen to know it was designed by the same guy who did the cafe in Mull, Banjo. So with that inside knowledge, I knew that we had to go in. And wow, I am pleased that we did. Dog-friendly, delicious food, and honestly such a lovely cosy atmosphere. And we all know I love a bit of cozy. Go to Google Maps, plonk a little love heart on it right now, because if you just drove past it, you might not think twice. Sorry, no offense, cafe. But really, it's what's inside that counts. So yeah, don't judge a book or a cafe, it seems, by its cover. And just like that, the first month of my Scottish adventure comes to an end. I've seen the Hogwarts Express, I've dodged rogue sheep, and consumed my body weight in tea and vegan haggis. Did I find myself? No, but I did find some excellent cafes, which is basically just as good. Anyways, I'm going to stop pretending to be a travel vlogger now, and I'll leave you to it. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.